The former greats dusted off the cobwebs at ANZ Stadium as Canterbury commemorated their 1985 grand final defeat of St George. 30 years on, it was ironic that both Morris twins should be sporting blue and white, as their father Steve was the Dragons' lone try scorer that day in a heartbreaking one-point defeat. In his return from a torn hamstring, it was equally fitting that Brett should combine with Josh to craft the game's opening four-pointer.
And away goes the man who just cannot stop scoring. It's like a disease for Curtis Rona. He has to score tries, and often it's the first one of a game.
The enterprising Bulldogs decided that the best way to upset the NRL's tightest defence was to try the unorthodox.
Back goes Dugan, and Moy's got the ball. This is quite sensational.
James Graham's comeback from a knee problem lasted less than 17 minutes when he pulled the hammy. Yet the captain's departure didn't seem to have an immediate impact on the home side, who were playing some brilliant football.
Nightingale moved up too quickly. Rona's got the kick in field. The bounce is beautiful. With the capital B for Morris. I think the grounding is fine. He had a faceplant on it. Josh Morris. It is wonderful rugby league by Canterbury.
After being subjected to a Bulldog blitz, St George Illawarra fired back with a shot of their own.
Are they good enough? You bet your life they are. Marshall has opened up a can there with the opener for Widdop.
A cracking first half ended with the Dragons fighting back to trail by only 4. That same potent halves combination struck again almost 6 minutes into the second stanza.
Widdop has through again. The 7 and the 6 are putting the Bulldogs at 6s and 7s.
The Englishman's contribution did not end with his double.
And Widdop has got it. They are in front for the first time.
This match had undergone a dramatic transformation since the opening half hour, with St George enjoying much more possession and a little luck as well.
It's bounced up into the lap of Peter Matteo.
That rather fortuitous effort by the Dragons was given approval by the men upstairs. And with Widdop missing the chance to extend his side's advantage to 8, the game was still there for the taking. Josh Reynolds was finally injected into the fray with almost 60 minutes gone and quickly made up for lost time.
Comes Morris back inside, the left footy has jogged and he's pulled it in.
It had to be one of the season's most amazing tries, with Tim Laffey producing a classic catch before wriggling across to somehow get a piece of the chalk. Moses Mbai had the challenge of squaring things up from out wide.
He has nailed it.
Reynolds also fired up in defence, leading the charge as Josh Dugan was driven back in goal. The Dragons weren't happy about being forced to drop out, and their dismay was magnified in the ensuing set.
Cassiano has produced a ball for Farmer Brown to score. Tim Brown of all players.
Up by 6 with 6 minutes left, Canterbury's mission was to make it safe.
Kick from Moses, he's done it again.
Big Sam Cassiano plunged over from dummy half in the shadows of full time to cap a mighty performance by Canterbury as they prevailed 29-16 in one of the season's finest games. David Rowlands, NRL.